Satnam, welcome to Venus Transmissions. I'm Sat Avatar. I'm happy to be back with you today. It's been a while since I've made a video. Energy has been pretty powerful lately, and I had some music events going on. So today we're going to talk about narcissism and the new earth. This is probably the most important topic when it comes to narcissism from a spiritual perspective, from a perspective of actually understanding what's going on with this phenomena, why in your consciousness it feels so pressurized, why it feels so strange, what's up with the cognitive dissonance, just like the weirdness, just all of that. And this concept of the new earth might be totally new to you, or maybe you've heard it before. So we're going to dive into that today. Before we get started, venustransmissions.com. I have a free 5-day voice and yoga challenge. And then I have another upgrade to that course. It's very reasonable. We're really in a time where we're connecting with ourselves on a deep soul level like we never have before. And it's completely new territory. So our expression of ourself and our voice, it's all deeply connected to our healing, to our consciousness. So I encourage you, if you feel like you can't speak your truth, to try out this course. And contact me through my website anytime. I do free consultations if you are interested in working with me one-on-one. So narcissism and the new earth. So let's talk about the new earth. Firstly, what does that mean? Everything around you might seem like it's collapsing. And that's what happens when you're in the fallout from a narcissistic relationship, or you're in the middle of it. I remember looking at everything around me and my family, the things that we held most dear, just seeming so dark. Even the trees on the property died. It was just like, the narcissism of my stepfather's family and certain elements of the family just like sucked all the light and the joy. But what's really happening actually is it's also sucking the darkness. And it's a reflection of our own darkness. In the world of spirituality, there is this unfortunate habit to gaslight our own emotions, to be stuck in this pseudo-blissful, happy state. But the truth is, you have to love all of you. You have to love the screaming voices inside your head for you to come home to yourself and to integrate and to transcend narcissism and victim consciousness. You have to treat yourself the best, better than anyone. And when people, let's say you have a very compassionate nature and you're okay with your own tears, people who are really carrying a lot of deep victim consciousness, deep denial, deep wounds, deep separation, which is, what narcissism is, they usually react to that with such resistance, projection, and just hate, because that's how they feel about the wounds within themselves. And until you can come home and be your own parent, look in the eye of your own inner child and feel that there's this connection, you're separated yourself. And that is the beauty of that is the purpose of these catalysts and these relationships and these people in our life. Because on a soul level, everything is okay. Everything's beautiful. But what we're doing is we are shifting the consciousness of the planet. All these densities, we're shifting them. It's tough work. I have this package, deep, they're called soul connection sessions, where we bring in the foundation and reconnect the soul. Process the foundational fragments of inner child and trauma so that we can start to build on that and learn how to process our trauma and get the tools to, it's for the nervous system, it can be really challenging. That's why something like Kundalini Yoga, taking care of your body, is so important. Learning pranayama, learning breathwork, the ice baths, all of that stuff. Rest, eating good. It's a process. It's a day-by-day thing where you have to, celebrate every single win and just keep bringing your consciousness, taking responsibility for your consciousness and shifting the beliefs so that once you really start to reconnect to your soul, you feel that truth. You feel the opening in your heart. You know that everything is love. And when the trauma of the consciousness of trauma comes up, it hides that. It's an illusion. And it's very tricky and it's very good. It's the best film ever. So, back to, this new earth. Everything around us is collapsing right now. And, that's for a lot of us in our lives, our relationships are collapsing. And everything that isn't based on this new earth resonance is falling apart or is having massive earthquakes. And we need to stay stable through those earthquakes and keep trusting, keep bringing back ourself into ourself and reconnecting and knowing that we have all the power that we need. And all the illusions of needing outside sources are disappearing. And this illusion of us versus them is also disappearing. But it's hard. It's hard. And don't let anyone tell you that it's easy. Don't let anyone tell you that you're a coward because you're, dealing with, you still have victim consciousness. Don't let people put you down. Use it as an opportunity to come back to yourself and your own source. And know that every problem that comes up is an opportunity to just go through it, move through it, ride the breath. Let God show up for you. Let your soul show up for you. Use it as an opportunity to trust deeper and deeper. So this new earth consciousness, that is Christ consciousness. It's the energy of love. It's the energy of being connected. Every religion throughout the ages talks about, God and love. Talks about a bunch of other crap as well that's not love. But that's, consciousness is a alive, vibrating, pulsating energy. And we're experiencing massive shifts. And that's why we relive patterns and violence. It's important we don't attach to stories and we just sit with the feelings. Narcissistic relationships are one of the most powerful tools for us to wake up. And the thing is, we all have these tendencies. The main tendency is to get our power from an outside source. Narcissism is so much deeper than someone who just has too much pride or gloats. Or, I heard a video say, a narcissist is someone that just fills up the room, with their pride. But that is such a small, minimized explanation of something that is so powerful and so big and so multifaceted, because that's not the truth either, because there are plenty of narcissistic behavioral patterns that have nothing to do with grandiose behavior. You know, personally, I look at this as a spiritual experience. You know, we can look at things from a clinical, therapeutic perspective all we want. But is it keeping you in the mind, or is it getting you in the body? Is it addressing the somatics? Is it addressing the really deep soul level learning that we're all looking for and that we all need to shift into this new consciousness? How deep do you want to go with yourself? How much truth can you take? Are you ready for it? These are the questions you have to ask yourself when you're searching for answers and when you want solutions. Any person that goes through a narcissistic relationship and can walk out of that, you know, empowered, are the bravest people. And if we give compassion to ourselves, the world will reflect more compassion towards us. If we give forgiveness to ourselves, we can give it to others, and we can stop the cycle. And I think I've mentioned this before, that I saw a video, or one of the healers I've worked with, or teachers, said something about a doctor or a nurse who worked in a mental facility. And over a course of a month, he focused on healing his own patterns. And as he healed his own patterns and his own traumas, he watched how the patients around him changed and healed. It's miraculous. So I hope that this video gives you a little glimpse. You know, I've been studying this Aquarian Age shift in consciousness for 2.5 decades. I knew when I was very young that in this lifetime something was going to be shifting and changing, and it was I came here for a reason, and it was a pretty big reason. And now that I've been really seeing it, especially these past few years, it's pretty mind-blowing, to be honest. And sometimes it can be challenging to be in the normal world while having these spiritual experiences and synchronicities and challenges. So love yourself. That's really what it comes down to. The whole thing is loving yourself. The more you love yourself, the more you'll experience all of that and love in your life. VenusTransmissions.com or sadavtar.com. I am so happy to connect with you, and please leave your comments below. And you know, you can do so much. This isn't an ending, it's a beginning, and it's a huge opportunity. Satnam.